The Flower Detectives. The Mystery of the Midnight Lily. It started on a warm Monday morning in the school garden. Li Wei was on his way to class when he stopped suddenly. Hey, that plant wasn't here before. His friends, Chun Hao, Mei Ling, and Xia Yu, hurried over. The plant stood taller than their knees. It had huge, shiny leaves and a single, glowing white flower. It looks like it's shining, whispered Ling. Yes, it's strange and very beautiful, added Yu. Miss Smith, their science teacher, was nearby. She saw that they were interested in the flower. Sounds like the perfect job for some young botanists, she said. If you can tell me exactly what this plant is and how it grows by Friday, I'll put your work on the school notice board. The four friends looked at each other. We're on the case, Wei said. Let's be the flower detectives. They began their investigation in the garden. Hao knelt with his sketchbook and said, the petals are white with a silver edge. Ling leaned closer. These petals are big enough to catch the eye of lots of insects, she said. And look how shiny they are. Maybe they sparkle in the moonlight. Wei bent over the flower's center. Here are the stamens, he said. They're long, bright yellow, and covered in tiny grains. That's pollen, Yu explained. When insects visit, it sticks to them. Then they carry it to other flowers, helping new plants to grow. Under the stamens, Ling spotted something else. Here's the carpel, the female part. See the sticky tip? That's the stigma. The style leads down to the ovary, she said. Wei nodded. The ovary will make the seeds after pollination. Each part felt like a puzzle piece. But what was the whole picture? In the science room, Miss Smith handed them an identification key. Follow the questions, she explained. It will help you work out the plant family. The first question asked, does the plant have flowers? Yes, said Wei, circling the arrow that led to the next step. Petals joined or separate? Separate, said Ling. Step by step, they followed the key until it suggested 3 possible families. 2 of these are tropical plants, said Hao, and 1 grows in cold mountains. That's another clue. That evening, you searched online for white flowers that shine at night. She found a plant called the moonflower. She messaged Hao excitedly. The moonflower blooms at night, has white petals, and smells sweet, she explained. Then that's it, said Hao. Let's ask the team tomorrow. But the next morning, Ling pointed out the leaves. The moonflower has heart-shaped leaves. Our plant has longer, pointed ones. It can't be the same. The following day, while Qin examined the leaves, Wei noticed something under the soil, a tiny metal tag. It says, Property of Professor Green. Do not remove. Ling asked, Who is Professor Green? You replied, Maybe a famous botanist. The next day, they took a fallen flower to the science room. They carefully took it apart. Petals, big, smooth, shiny, to attract insects at night. Sepals, green and leaf-like, protecting the bud before it opened. Stamens, long filaments with yellow anthers full of pollen. Carpel, sticky stigma, style, and the round ovary at the base. We've got all the parts, Wei said. Now we just need to match them to a species. To double-check their identification key skills, they went to the shady side of the playground. They saw moss and ferns growing on damp walls and soil. Ling said, These are non-flowering plants. They make spores, not seeds. There are no petals, no stamens, no carpels, added Wei. It means our mystery plant must definitely be a flowering plant, said Yu. Looking in an old gardening book, Hao and Wei found the winter star plant. It has white flowers with silver edges, just like ours, Hao said. However, when they read further, they discovered that it only blooms in cold, snowy weather. Disappointed, Wei said, It's summer here, so our plant can't be a winter star. On Thursday, the petals began to wilt. It's closing already, said Ling. Hao's voice dropped. If it disappears, no one will believe us. They worked quickly, photographing the flower, measuring the stem, and making a 3D paper model to show its structure. That night, you searched for Professor Green rare flowers. She found an article about a retired scientist who bred a plant called the midnight lily. It blooms for only 7 nights a year, she read aloud. Its shiny petals reflect moonlight to attract moths, its main pollinators. On Friday, the friends stood in front of the whole class. "This is the midnight lily," said Ling. "Its petals attract insects at night. Its stamens make pollen. The carpel, comprising the stigma, style, and ovary, helps it produce seeds. The sepals protect it before it blooms." Hao showed the model. "It's one of the rarest flowers in the world." Wei added, "And we think Professor Green planted it here as a gift to our school." Ms. Smith clapped. "Well done, flower detectives. You've solved the mystery, learned to use an identification key, and compared flowering and non-flowering plants." The friends grinned. The midnight lily might vanish for another year, but their discovery would stay on the notice board forever. This is the end of our story. I hope you liked the story about our students solving the midnight lily mystery as much as I enjoyed reading it to you. Why not explore the plants in your own area? You might discover flowers and plants you've never seen before. Also, please review the questions and discuss your answers with your teacher. You'll find a helpful vocabulary list at the end of this story. One, how did the flower detectives use an identification key to find clues? 2. Why did the moon flower and winter star plant turn out to be wrong answers? 3. How do the petals of the midnight lily help it survive? 4. Compare flowering and non-flowering plants using examples from the story. 5. If you discovered a new plant in your school garden, what steps would you take to identify it? One, what name did the friends give themselves? 2. What part of the flower makes pollen? 3. What is the sticky top of the carpel called? 4. Name one non-flowering plant from the story. 5. How many nights does the midnight lily bloom each year?
Here is your vocabulary list. Petal. Petal, the colorful part of a flower that attracts insects. Leaf. Leaf, or leaves. Leaves, the green parts of a plant that make food. Stamen. Stamen, the male part of a flower that makes pollen. Pollen. Pollen, powder from the stamen that helps make seeds. Carpel. Carpel, the female part of a flower that makes seeds. Stigma. Stigma, the part of the pistil where pollen lands. Style. Style, the tube that connects the stigma to the ovary. Ovary. Ovary, the part that makes seeds after pollination. Sepal. Sepal, green parts that protect the flower bud before it opens. Identification key. Identification key, a set of questions that help you find a plant's name. Non-flowering plants. Non-flowering plants, plants like moss and ferns that make spores, not seeds. Spores. Spores, tiny parts of non-flowering plants that grow into new plants. Pollination. Pollination, when pollen moves from stamen to pistil to make seeds.